trigger is any external event or situation that gives rise to uncomfortable emotions or thoughts within you. A trigger can be described as anything that pushes your buttons. Think of it in this way. You walk into a room and you press the switch, and in return it turns on the light. So when someone is triggered, their trauma response has been turned on. That is why so many people get extremely and easily triggered from situations that may not even be threatening to them, because their trauma response has been activated. And as a result of that, their inner child feels unsafe, unheard, fearful, and all the external response that comes with it, such as stamping their feet, slamming the door, aggressiveness, shouting, screaming, it all comes from suppressed emotions that are held within their bodies in the form of trauma. That is why a lot of people act like 5-year-olds when they are triggered. The other person in the situation is simply acting as a conduit, as a mirror, to bring up unresolved emotions from within you. This is what most people don't understand about triggers. It's that it's more about you than it's about the other person. Even if the actions, words, or choices of the other person are unconscious, the fact that it has triggered a tsunami within you shows that the waves were already there. It shows that something is familiar to you and is reminding you of the powerlessness that you felt when you first experienced something similar and you were not able to resolve it in a healthy way. Because of this unresolved trauma, the trigger is going to feel 10 times worse, because all the beliefs, the powerlessness, the shame, the guilt, the fear is going to come to the surface. Everything that you suppressed is going to come to the surface when you are triggered. Most people have not felt these emotions. They have not allowed themselves to release whatever they were feeling. They have only found ways to cope with it by trying to control the outside situations, to feel in control within themselves in order to feel safe within themselves. Feeling triggered in relationships, such as by your partner or your friends, is giving you an opportunity to face what you have been running away from. Your relationships are one of your most intimate connections, so your romantic partner acts as an amplified mirror for whatever you have suppressed within yourself, and everything that you have been holding on in your subconscious is going to come out, it's going to be mirrored back to you, and all of these subconscious beliefs and patterns and programs have been governing you your entire life. So they are all going to surface up for you to finally look at it, for you to finally resolve it and let it go. When you feel triggered, it can feel like a jolt on your nervous system, and no matter how much you try to distract yourself, that situation and how it made you feel is all you can think about. It's like it has overpowered you, and the emotions that you're feeling along with it are overwhelming. You feel extremely anxious and frustrated and angry. And in this kind of situation, when people are feeling this way, the lowest hanging fruit for them is to blame it all on the other person and lash it out on them, instead of going within themselves and feeling, going deeper into that initial childhood memory that is the root of their unresolved trauma. This can be highly tempting to do when you're first triggered, but it's not going to create any real healing or any real resolve within you, because you're trying to run away from it instead of resolving it. And by virtue of law of attraction, the universe will keep sending you opportunities through people and situations to look at it. You will keep attracting similar kind of situations because you are not taking the cue of your higher self. You're not healing yourself. You're not willing to free yourself from what is holding you back. You are just staying in a deeper state of ignorance, and on top of that, you're finding more toxic ways to cope with it. So you will feel more and more triggered every 5 seconds, every 5 minutes. And because we are on this planet Earth, you'll find numerous mirrors that will keep making you uncomfortable unless you learn how to sit with your own self. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter how small or insignificant the things that you are triggered by are, because it makes a huge difference vibrationally when you feel into those triggers instead of reacting and just giving your power away. When you are triggered, it shows in how you are feeling, in your body language. It is visible in everything in your being. When you are triggered, you are reliving an unresolved past memory, and it feels like you're experiencing the same emotions that you experienced long time ago. When these intense emotions are arising within you as a result of being triggered by someone or something, your mind and body literally experience the present as the past. Your body literally goes back in time and starts to view, experience, and feel the same old way. So even if the present is not as threatening and not as same as the past, you will feel and experience it in the same old way and react in the same old way, because it is something that you have not looked at. And that is why it's said that anytime you feel triggered, there's an opportunity to heal right around the corner. So ask yourself, how am I corresponding the present to the past? And what am I making this mean? The meaning that we attach to people and situations governs how we are viewing the situation and entirely shifts our perception around it. So today I will be sharing with you step-by-step process on how to deal with triggers and what to do when you are triggered. First, and this is so important, pause and detach from the situation. When you are triggered, it's so important to take a pause right at that moment and tell yourself, however I am feeling is valid. I am giving myself time out to just be present with what is arising within me. What am I thinking? How does this make me feel? Intense emotions are a sign that there is something that you need to pay attention to. As tempting as it may be, let go the need to fight and tell yourself, this is about me and not about them. Right now, my mental and emotional health is my highest priority. Take a long deep breath and just allow yourself to take time out. This is one of the most important steps in breaking the pattern, because most people don't take this pause that is needed and they just go outside to react and end up feeling guilty and drained. So during this step, you need to stop panicking and stop complaining. Allow your breath to soothe you. There is an inner child aspect of you within all that anger or frustration that feels unheard and unsafe. It's important to let that child self know that it's safe to come home now. It's safe to cry, and it's safe and okay to feel all those emotions. You don't have to fight anything or try to control anything in order to feel safe, because your true power lies in going within yourself. When you've gone within yourself, you've already won the battle. The more defensive that you are in your daily life, the more integration needs to happen between you and your inner child. And the safer you feel in your own skin, the more you are connected to your inner child, because trigger by trigger, you are taking your power back. If you'd like to learn more about inner child healing, you can refer to one of my videos titled Inner Child Healing. Second, feel your emotions. Connect with your emotional body. Once you have taken that pause, it's time to connect with your emotions. Feel any kind of uncomfortable sensations that are arising within you. There are no good or bad emotions, because emotions are simply energy in motion, and when you feel them without judgment, you are alchemizing them and you are allowing the energy to move through you instead of becoming stagnant within you. So in this step, let yourself know, I welcome my emotions. It's okay for me to feel whatever I'm feeling. I'm present with my emotions. There is no rush and there is no hurry, and I'm allowing myself to feel my emotions without any judgment. The more you feel, the more you'll uncover deeper layers within your emotions. For example, when you sit with your anger long enough, you'll start to feel the sadness or despair or powerlessness that was beneath that anger. Or when you sit with your frustration, you may start to feel deeper layers of fear that was the core of those emotions. When you connect to the center of the emotions or trigger, you are going deeper within yourself, and just by being there, you are healing yourself. Instead of projecting it all out, you are breaking the pattern, and this will give you the opportunity to speak from your heart, from that unconditional love that is within you. Third, track the origin of the trigger. This includes going deeper into that past memory that you're reliving through that trigger. So once you have connected to the center of the trigger, it's time to connect with that past memory. To do this, you can simply ask your emotions, what memory does this emotion remind me of? When was the first time that I experienced this? When did this emotion originate within me for the first time? When have I felt this way before? Replay that memory in your mind's eye and see your child self going through it and how they felt, or your older self or your past self going through that situation and how you felt in that situation, and what was the cause of the trigger, what was the cause, what things were happening in that situation that are similar in the present. For example, if your boundaries were violated in that past memory, it may come up as your alarming system telling you that you need to have firmer boundaries or stand up for yourself. But in the present, it may come up as being highly and extremely defensive or feeling extremely powerless, like a pushover by other people. So in this situation, you need to validate your past self and let them know that it's okay to say no. It's okay to have boundaries. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you will not have anyone in your life. It doesn't mean that you will no longer be safe. And this doesn't have to take a violent or aggressive form, because when you feel safe and validate your own boundaries, you will feel confident enough to set them lovingly and gracefully in your life, because it was about you from the beginning and not about what other people do. Sometimes you may even realize that it's not even about others, but having healthy boundaries with your own self. Fourth, view the situation as a third person. In that memory or in that situation, start viewing the entire situation, including you, your human self, the other person, the emotions or the energy or the things and events that happened as a third person. as someone who is just observing from outside. You can do this in your mind's eye. This allows you to come back to a neutral perspective where you are able to see what's theirs and what's yours. You are able to see from the eyes of non-judgment, and the information that you were not aware of before opens up to you because you're no longer stuck in that reactive state, in that polarized state of existence. This also allows you to stop taking things personally. You'll realize that what someone does is a reflection of their own beliefs and thoughts and traumas, and same goes for your human self. So this allows you to come to a neutral vibration. Fifth, meet the needs. So this step includes meeting that need of your past self. So as you have connected with your past self, this is a great opportunity to bring healing to that memory, to that part of you, because we are multidimensional beings having a human experience, and you can go anytime in your mind's eye in your past and bring healing to certain situations or parts of you. To do this, you need to telepathically connect with your past self and let them know that from the previous example, it's okay to say no. This doesn't make you a bad person. In fact, you are valid and honored and safe in doing so. So in the present, you will have to change your patterns and beliefs of acting as a doormat, a pushover to other people. You'll have to stop doing things from an inauthentic space. You'll have to start being more authentic in your life and gracefully stand sovereign in your own truth. And you'll have to keep reconnecting with this part of you whose needs are to have boundaries in their life. This is how you bring healing. This is how you bring resolution. This is how you shift from within, and as a result, what you attract outside of you also shifts. It may not be entirely in your control, but now you are in control of your own being. Sixth, cutting the cords consciously. Once you have seen your unresolved trauma and brought some healing to it, you need to free yourself and others involved in the situation. To do this, you need to connect with your higher self. You need to gently close your eyes, take some time in meditation, breathe, and start visualizing your higher self being as your current self, your higher self protecting you and surrounding you in this beautiful, pure, white light from source. Your higher self is the higher version of you, so feel safe in this pure light. Feel your energy and aura being cleansed completely. Feel it softening your heart, your mind, your entire body, and feel anything that may be present in your energetic field being released and let go of gently and gracefully. Connect with your heart and feel this spherical white light expanding outside your body and protecting you and keeping you safe and centered at all times. Once you feel safe, set an intention and affirm, I choose to let this person and let this situation go. I am ready to free myself from their words, actions, and behavior, and I let them go. I forgive them and I forgive myself. I release them and I free them and myself from the baggage of this situation. I am only control of myself and no one else, and I honor it. Thank the situation and the wisdom it brought and the lesson that it brought and how it helped you to reconnect with your own power. Thank your higher self being there for you to guide you through this entire process. Now you are free. Feel this freedom to move along your journey however you choose to. You are no longer bound by anything. Feel the energetic cords, strings, attachments from the past or in the present being dissolved and released completely. And now you are free to create your reality and experience it in the highest form. Old blockages and patterns have been cleared, and open yourself to attract new miracles, new blessings, and aligned situations and people and places. Spend some time just feeling your energy, feeling yourself being open and welcoming abundance into your life. Spend some time with yourself here, and when you are ready, gently rub your palms together, place them over your eyes, and slowly open your eyes as the new you. When you change, the people around you change. This does not mean that you're in control of someone. It just means that when your inner reality shifts, your outer reality shifts as well. Look back into your life and you'll realize that you're not the same person anymore. So give the world, the people, a new chance, and a new chance to yourself to view the world from fresh eyes and not the eyes of pain or trauma or anything that you may have experienced in the past. Carry the wisdom with you, but not the pain. You have to clean the windshields of your perception and open yourself to experiencing transformed realities in a transforming world. By doing this, you are literally breaking the old pattern and freeing yourself from old emotional and mental states of existence. You are changing and rewriting your story. You are changing the narrative. You don't have to expect anyone to change, but be open to the new. And when you change from within yourself, the universe will not fail to amaze you. As you commit to healing yourself, whenever an old situation or familiar situation presents itself, your reaction to it or your triggers will reduce. And as you commit to it, you will grow and evolve as a person. You'll realize that the things that used to make you feel unsafe or things that you may have felt controlled by in the past can no longer control you. You'll also notice yourself being less and less defensive in your daily life because you are learning how to go inwards and within yourself and create your own reality instead of being at the mercy of some kind of external stimuli. When someone heals or is in the process of healing themselves, they make very different choices and actions. They emanate peace, love, light, and healing. They are no longer remaining in that fight or flight survival mechanism. This is because they have chosen to go within themselves and create their own reality. This is because they know that anything may come up for them in the external reality, but it can be resolved because they had the power all along, because they are in control of their own reality. They are the master of their own being. When you repeatedly break a pattern and learn something new from it every single time, you're no longer a match to the old situations. This is because you have chosen the path that goes inwards, that makes you a conscious creator of your own reality. Much love to you. If my content adds any value to your life, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Stay sovereign, stay blissful, and stay blessed.